working, man.
I know what my audience like. I did some independent films with Master P, and a lot of those movies did really well.
I'm ambitious, I'm a hustler. I have my own lane.
That's the thing about comedy. You wake up every day, you don't know if you're funny that day.
Talking plant-based lifestyle, and I wanted to bring somebody on who's living that lifestyle and moving in that space. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, former R&B superstar from the DMV, and now plant-based lifestyle liver, April Sampay, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, darling Faith, how are you?
Good.
I'm offended. I just want to let it be known I'm offended.
Wow, what I do already?
You just said I'm a former. I said Faith.
Yeah, okay, right. I meant, yeah, you're right.
I'm bald-headed, isn't it?
Yeah, no.
I know. Listen.
Yeah, my bad. Current R&B superstar, April Sampay, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know about superstar, but listen, I'll take it.
I can't win.
You are a winner. All you do is win no matter what.
I appreciate that. That sounds good. I appreciate that. How you been, though?
Magically delicious. How about you? Can I give you some love, though? Because honestly, like, you have been doing the damn thing. And you are funny. Like, you funny for no reason. You always been funny. But, like, you know, from when I first met you to where you are now, you exceptionally funny. You, like, magical funny. So I just want to give you some love.
I appreciate that.
So thank you for continuing everything that you do. Because I hate it when random people that you haven't seen in a while walk up to you. They be like, you still doing it?
Yeah. You still got your little podcast. Yeah.
Right. Like, I gotta be little, number one. And number two, nigga, I was funny before. I'm funny now. Like, so I gotta give it to you. You are you make people like me want to continue.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. So, Veg Out and Die. Tell me a little bit about it. How you made the switch? Because I know it wasn't a thing that you have always been doing. What was it that made the light turn on and be like, you know what? I need to make some changes. Okay.
So this is something, sorry, but it's more for the ladies. I had fibroids.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And a lot of women of color have or had fibroids in their lifetime. And so I went to the doctor and the doctor was like, oh yeah, you have fibroids. I'm like, oh, okay. How did I get them? And she was like, well, we really don't know, but usually people get them when they're pregnant. We equate it to your hormone imbalance. So I was like, oh, okay. Then she followed it up with, let me give you some birth control and it'll help with the pain. So I was like, oh yeah, definitely. Then like reality kicked in a few minutes later. I was like, pause for a second. Didn't you just say it throws off your hormones? So you gonna give me something else to throw off my hormones?
Wow.
I got this. So I went home, did some research. I said, I'm going to go vegan for 1 month and just see if my pain goes away. I went vegan for 1 month. I could sleep better. My skin was better. I lost weight. Sorry, y'all. Sex was better. Like, everything was better. Everything. And that's why, like, when people say, how you doing? I'm like, I'm magically delicious because I'm vegan. And it's just, anyway.
It just tastes better. Is that, I mean.
I have a shirt that says vegans taste better.
Ah.
Everything about the vegan lifestyle makes your life better. So, I felt better. And so it went from a month to now we're going on year 4.
Wow.
And over that time, I did a lot of research. I became a certified vegan life coach. Right now, I'm getting a certificate in plant-based cooking. Pretty soon, I'm going to go back to school for herbs to learn more about herbalism. So
all right. So since you certified as a vegan life coach, let's start at the basics, right? Okay. Because there's so much lingo and language. You know what I mean? Like in today's culture, I got to learn how to address people, you know, gender specific, cisgender. I got to make sure I call them their
she and a her.
Okay. Yeah. So even in the plant-based culture, I got to make sure I'm calling things the right. It's plant-based. Is it vegetarian? Is it vegan? What is the difference in the lingo as far as,
That's a great question because a lot of people really don't know that. And people that I coach, that's one of the first things that I go over. So number one, a vegan is somebody who just overall does not do animal products, animal byproducts. That means down to what you put on your skin, what you wear, anything that's animal based, you really try your hardest to stay away from it. And when I say you try your hardest, driving a car that has leather seats, wearing leather clothing, things of that nature, or wool. So a lot of people don't even realize, because of what it does to the animals, it's a lot of pain that it puts animals through just cutting their fur off for wool. So that's a vegan. You have plant-based. Plant-based is really going to just be what you put in your body.
Okay.
Okay. And then you have vegetarian. They still do animal byproducts. So like milk, dairy, things, eggs, things of that nature. And then you have your pescatarians and your flexitarians and your other tarians.
Wait a minute, that's a new one. I've never heard that. Now, school me on flexitarian.
A flexitarian is a person
stretching. Are you doing yoga and eating? Like, how does that work?
Yes.
A flexitarian.
No, a flexitarian is a person who will pretty much say, okay, well, I'm doing meatless Monday and tofu Tuesday. Right.
Oh, okay. So a flex schedule.
Yeah. I mean, they'll not necessarily a specific schedule, but they will say, okay, well, today I'm doing meat. Tomorrow I'm not. Today I'm doing seafood, things of that nature. So it really depends on who you're dealing with.
I think I feel like I could do that one. I tried pescatarian for some years. It's hard. I mean, it's a discipline exercise. It's an exercise in discipline. Some people feel like the meat is doing damage to their body, and then there are other people who feel like, I don't like what the food industry is doing to animals. So is there internally, beef and war with the different categories of or the vegans don't really like the vegetarians because y'all part-timers, or the pescatarians don't like the flexitarians because, you know what I mean? Is there a thing inside the culture?
So I'm going to tell you something funny about that. I didn't realize that that people who consider themselves plant-based or vegan really do have an issue with, people who are vegan strictly for the animals.
Right. Okay.
Really do have issues with people who are plant-based.
Oh, okay. Give it to me.
I didn't realize that was a thing, but it is. And so I am one of those people. I don't have any beef with anybody. I'm like, listen, if you're going to eat animals, eat animals.
Literally.
Literally. Giggity, all right. But don't hate on somebody, let a person live their lives. You know what I mean? And so I think the biggest thing is to educate as opposed to
judging.
Judge is a good word. Okay, let's go with judge.
Yeah.
So what happens is you'll see somebody who says, yeah, I'm plant-based, I'm focused on my own health. And someone else who's like, I'm only vegan because of I'm vegan because of the animals.
Right.
So then you have like a junk food vegan, or a person who really doesn't necessarily care about their own health. They care about the health of the animals, which is great.
Right.
But I feel that you should really focus on the three areas. Focusing on your health, focusing on compassion for the animals, and focusing on the environment. When you focus on those three areas, you're pretty much well-rounded, and you're not going to be a judgmental vegan. I started out being a person who only focused on my health. I did not care at all about animals until I started researching what happens to animals, and I started looking at it from a human standpoint. A lot of the ways that Black people were treated during slavery are happening to the animals. And so for that, I have more compassion. I look at animals differently. I look at animals the same way that I look at the fact that we were looked at as cattle.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it comes to female reproductive systems, they treat animals pretty much the same way that they would treat Black women. They tested a lot of things on Black women, and they test or harm cows, and they harm chickens just to get their eggs or just to get their milk.
Right.
Well, we as Black women at one time, we had to feed someone else's baby before we could feed our own.
All right, so you took it to a level that I've never really, if one thought about or two heard anybody take it there.
It's just me. I have problems. Talk about me later.
No, that's real though. It's a perspective. But you got people that say, they'll take it even further back and they'll go to the Bible and they'll be like, well, out of all the animals in the barnyard and dominion over the fowl in the air and the fish in the sea and give you scriptures and all of that. How do you I guess explain your viewpoint to people that throw that at you? Like the animals are put here for us to eat.
I would say that's your, in the words of Tabitha Brown, honey, that is your business.
Like,
you know what I mean? Like I cannot judge a person on how they live. You know what I mean? I don't want to see a life lost. I don't care what kind of life it is, unless it's a spider. If it's a spider, I feel that it deserves to die. I'm just saying. I'm just stating facts.
For you.
Okay, but even if I see an ant, if I see a bee, I don't want to harm them. I don't eat honey because that's not my food. And so the way I look at it is, plants are here. I don't have to kill anything. In fact, if I take a plant, more of that plant will continue to grow. So.
She's getting real. This how it happens. As soon as we start dropping that self-improvement rap, let me make sure she got her G's. You got your G's? You back?
I'm back.
Okay. You got to get to 5 G's on this show. You got to have your G's up.
I got my G's up.
Okay. All right. Now I hear you. So you left right after the honey. So you don't eat honey because that's not your food?
It's not my food.
Learn me on that.
It's a bee's. So I actually did a video on it. So within Veg Out, so I have Veg Out and Dine. And
okay. You on the phone or a laptop? Okay.
I have all my bars. I got bars.
Yeah, you back. Okay.
So
Veg Out and Dine.
Bars. So I actually did a video on bees, and this is just funny to me, so you judge me later. But there was this video of this woman who was like putting her money out. She was like, I got this money, and she's like she's in her car, the windows down, and this guy just comes by and snatches it.
Mm-hmm.
I look at that the same way, because bees, they actually take all of this time to create this honey so that they can have it for the winter, and then we're like, it's mine. You know what I mean? Like, no, they work their asses off for it. That's their food. That's number one. Number two, when you look at what it is bee throw up.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Well, a bee will actually take it'll take the pollen from the plant, and once it gets back to the hive, it will start spitting this, because it has enzymes in its body.
Okay.
So it'll mix the enzymes with the pollen, and they'll spit it in each other's mouth, and then they'll spit it in the honeycomb. Doesn't that sound delicious?
They turn it into something sexy though.
They do. But if you think about it, I mean, we've never once tried, I'm just throwing it out there. I've never tried like bull spit or like giraffe spit. You know what I mean? Like, I've never tried it. So it might be good.
Okay, fair point. I see what you did.
You said that?
Yeah. But that's so unfair, man, because that comes with reading and knowledge. Mm-hmm. And that's unfair. Well, nobody want to do that.
Right.
And the more you read and research, you be finding out information and it be changing your position. Who got time for that?
Me.
You know what I'm saying? When you first started, was it cold turkey for you? I mean, I know it was in response to a health issue, so that kind of makes it the urgency more easy to do.
No, it wasn't that.
Up in stages, did you go to vegan immediately, or did you start a vegetarian?
So I did. I'm one of those people who I love to jump in the pool, as opposed to just gradually get in
with anything, right?
Yeah, because if I jump in, like I'll be shocked, but it'll go away just as fast. Right. Now I have a lot of people that I do coach, and I will work with them on how they want to go about it.
Okay.
So you have some people that want to slow walk it, baby steps. That's fine. Do you? But the end game is my goal. Like, I want to know, okay, your ultimate goal is to be a vegan for the rest of your life, then if you need to slow walk it, then that's what you need to do. And keep in mind, my situation was only going to be for 1 month.
Right.
So that 1 month turned into almost 4 years. It's
Wow.
a little different for me.
Now in the chat, Kevin said, "Cold turkey. That's offensive to turkeys because turkeys have feelings." Now, what?
You know what, Kevin is right. I'm so sorry. To your point.
No, I said it. That's funny. I run into those types of vegans often.
Yeah, they make your ass.
Animals have souls and they have thoughts, and you don't know that cow could have went on and got a college degree. Like, you don't know. Is that a thing? Really, just that whole concept of, because you're not going to get rid of that industry. You're not going to get rid of leather coats. You're not going to, every animal has a soul. Now, I mean, people that argue that plants have souls and they're beings, and how do you get around that? Like, I feel like it's going to come down to a point where you really can't eat nothing.
Yeah, I mean, and there's some people that have that mentality, and again, that is all right. Now, if you're going to go to that point where you're like, okay, cows have souls, that cow could have gone to school, and pigs actually have a mind of a 3-year-old.
What does that even mean? That
means that a 3-year-old, if you say they can recognize their own name. A 3-year-old, you read to them and they know that you're reading to them.
Okay.
A 3-year-old mother, a pig's mother actually sings to her babies, and a pig knows that that's the person that they're supposed to go to. The same way that your baby would. There's certain things that you can teach your 3-year-old baby that you can teach your pig. Okay. You can't do the same thing with your dog. You can't do the same thing with some of your babies because some of your babies are stupid.
Right.
So, when you think about certain things, yeah, we can go all the way there. We can say that yes, pigs have souls, cows have souls, and I'll actually bring one point up when it comes to cows and pigs. There have been times where they were on their way to the slaughterhouse, and you can actually look it up. There's stories on it where cows and pigs have been on the way to the slaughterhouse, and they jumped over the railing, from the truck, just so they could go and give birth to their babies because they knew that they were on their way to death. So when you look at that, like, why would you want to eat somebody who's trying to save their baby? You get what I'm saying?
I feel that.
And then on top, I can go so much further.
Well, that's because they're a nurturer and they're a protector, and the protective meat is just more savory, I guess.
Well, but can I take it one step further? Why would we eat a cow? Why would we eat a cow?
Okay.
And not a dog?
Oh, these are great questions.
But why is that socially accepted?
Yeah, I always ask the same thing. Well, at the carryout,
to read.
At the carryout, they're perfectly fine with serving your dog, but that's another story. What is the title of that book again?
But that's true and funny.
It's true. Yeah, it's
true. By Melanie Joy, it says, "Why we love dogs, eat pigs, and wear cows."
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it's funny because we're constantly talking about people in other countries eating things, right? So a friend of mine was in a certain part of Africa, and they were eating some kind of rat. He said, "April, I didn't know that I was eating rat." He's like, "I thought I was eating some form of beef, or like it was just prepared a different way." He said, "When they told me what I was eating," he was like, "I was so disgusted." I'm like, "Why were you disgusted? Why? I don't understand why you would be disgusted about eating rat."
Because to you, it's the same.
To me, it's the same. And here's the funny thing, though. My family's from Louisiana. To me, it's always been the same because they would eat cow tongue. What's the difference? We would eat squirrel. Squirrel. You would eat rabbit from the backyard. You would eat turtle. You know what I mean? An alligator.
Right.
What is the difference? To me, it's not different. It's it's somebody said. It's culture.
Yeah. Culture and how you're socialized, because you look at rat as vermin, You look
Right.
at it as dirty and unhealthy, and dog is man's best friend. You couldn't eat, man's best friend. China could give a damn about man's best friend.
Right.
So those are all good points. Like what I was watching a documentary on Sidebar. It was about COVID, but they were talking about the coming from the bats and all of that. And so they did this whole breakdown on acceptable foods based on the part of the world. And they were like, the allegedly that it came from a bat, but over there going to the market and grabbing a hot bat off the line, that's dinner time.
Man, I know you've traveled all over the world. Okay.
Well, the country, but sure.
I've only been out of the country. So,
Jamaica, but sure.
Okay. I went to Japan, right? As soon as we landed, I was like, listen, I want candy. I want to go to 7-Eleven because we kept passing 7-Elevens.
Yeah.
We were walking to 7-Eleven, and where we would have our hot dogs, they had squid.
Okay.
But not like pieces of, no. It's the whole thing, just chilling in water.
I'm still with it. Oh, yeah, I'm still with it. I like calamari. So that would...
one thing to have calamari. You're having, with the whole head,
yeah, still. Fried octopus. I'd still do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But like you said, to your point, some things are acceptable to some people and others not to others. So yeah, how do you draw the line? But it was a good point in the chat that said, ancestors and not even slave, I'm talking about cavemen back in the day, they ate meat. So what was the if this rationale about we shouldn't, where did that come from?
You know what? I've never done the research. I've never done that research, so I can't answer that question. But I think that one day someone woke up and said, hold on, pause, wait. And actually, let's go back. No, cavemen didn't. Because and I'm not saying all cavemen, but I'm just saying, can you close that? Most cavemen didn't have access to meat on a consistent basis, meaning the way that eating meat was considered like a luxury. That was not something that you had access to every day. So when they say hunter-gatherers, people were more gatherers than hunters.
Got it. I agree with that.
I mean? So I get what people are saying. I think it's more the region. So if you're in a place that's cold, if you're in Alaska, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be eating whale. You're going to be eating, you know what I mean? You're going to be eating some form of fish, which is also an animal. But if you were just running along with a little fig leaf covering up your little hoo-ha, 9 times out of 10, you were hunter-gatherers. And if you were eating meat, it was going to be some kind of something small. All right. You're not going to be walking around talking about, let me go ahead and kill this cow. Yeah,
I can believe that. All right, let's talk about Veg Out and Dine. That's your whole operation. What's the experience like when we visit?
So if you go on YouTube for Veg Out and Dine, you're going to see a lot of Veg Out live shows. Right now, Veg Out and Dine, the actual show itself, I'm working on getting that on network television.
Okay.
So that's a reality show. It follows the life of me as a performer.
Because you're still a performer.
Because I'm still a performer. Okay? I can still sing and whatever. So it follows my life as a performer around to different performing with different people. So like, let's say, for instance, you and I were in Atlanta at the same time. I'd be asking you if you wanted to come with me and have a nice vegan meal. And also you get the opportunity to see what happens when I'm on the road. People say, okay, you know what's on your rider? And I tell you all vegan food and you end up serving me a bucket of chicken.
Yeah.
So that's Veg Out and Dine.
Okay.
Veg Out Live is pretty much a situation like this where I'm actually interviewing vegans. I want to know how you became vegan, why, and my ultimate goal in life is to put an end to food deserts and let people know what an actual food desert is. Most people don't even know what it is.
Yeah, right. And what is it for those watching who don't?
How can I was about to say, back in the day, remember Berry Farms?
Yeah.
That used to be a food desert.
Okay.
But food deserts is pretty much a place where you don't have access to healthy foods. And I say healthy foods and I leave it at that. right now. And the main reason I leave it there is because you do have people who eat meat and they consider that to be healthy, right? You do have people who eat dairy, consider it healthy, things of that nature. A lot of people have what's considered a bodega, where it's just corner stores all over the place and they don't have access to actual produce.
Right.
So right now where I'm living, I live in what I consider a food desert for me. And that's a place that doesn't have access to a lot of organic foods. So I really do love, I'd rather eat organic than conventionally grown produce.
Now, for the reality show, have you shot the pilot yet? Because I feel like Tabitha Brown would be a awesome first guest, like that. I think that would be
like that.
Yeah,
I love her. No, well, we
newly vegan, right?
Yeah, she's been vegan for going on years, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, I have not. I did shoot the pilot for me to shop.
Mm-hmm.
But I have not shot the pilot that you all are going to see.
Right. No, that's what's up.
Yeah,
that's what's up. All right. Well, hey, man, it's a learning process, stepping stones. It's an adjustment. My biggest problem, I would love to do it. What I used to do, I did it for about 3 years straight. The first 10 days of every month, I would not eat meat.
Love it.
It was just a disciplinary exercise. It wasn't, for any other reason other than me kind of get a little quick detox for a third of the month. And, I didn't give up meat, so I wasn't judgmental or nothing like that, but I tried that. But I always said to myself, if I ever went the full all the way, my biggest problem would be eggs.
No, it wouldn't.
I love eggs. And I don't understand, one, how is they meat or poultry if the egg ain't even born yet? And then how is it dairy? Because I don't understand how it ain't got no milk. Eggs should be off limits, man. I should be able to be an eggetarian or something and have my own category.
Do you like your eggs scrambled?
I absolutely do.
Okay, so I want you to try this. Okay. Number one, there's something called Just Egg. My husband loves it, and my husband is no. Okay.
It's all right.
Huh?
It's all right.
No. Try it with black salt.
Oh.
Now, black salt is actually pink.
Okay.
It's called black salt. It smells and tastes like egg. My husband, that's what I was about to tell you. So my husband does not like eggs at all whatsoever. Okay?
Okay.
But I gave him Just Egg. He's like, I love it. I put black salt on it. It made him so sick because he doesn't like the taste of eggs.
Oh, so you're saying it tastes like eggs?
Yeah.
That it made
the texture of eggs. He likes the scrambled eggs, but he does not like the eggy flavor.
Got it.
When you add black salt on it, on Mother's No Cap, watch.
On Mother's No Cap. Okay.
So you were saying that, why? I would say, the first quarter, a quarter of the month, you typically.
Yeah. First 10 days. Yeah.
I'll say this. Going vegan made me realize how strong I am.
Mm.
And strength within yourself. Like sometimes other people will come to you and be like, yo, you're so strong. Look at what you could overcome. But you look at it like, that was just yesterday.
Yeah, right.
When it comes to food, especially being a person of color, our whole lives revolve around the dinner table.
Right.
Even if we're not sitting at the dinner table. If something bad happens to you, it's like, okay, well, your parent was saying, here, let me take you out for ice cream, or here, let me make you a huge dinner. Oh, you just passed whatever grade. Here's dinner.
Right. That's how we socialize to over the middle. Yeah.
Everything is food. And so when you really think about it, when you can go vegan, especially in a family that will constantly give you hog maws and pig feet, you realize you are strong.
Yeah.
And nobody can take that away from you.
Yeah.
So.
And I ain't that strong. And
you
that's the moral of this story.
You are, especially if you're doing it for 10 days out of the month.
Well, I haven't done it in a while, all this year.
Wait, why aren't you working with John?
John.
Sally?
Oh, yeah. Nah, he didn't put me on to that, but he's like a super vegan, like super. And it shows because even looking at you, you ain't nothing but 27 in the face. You know what I'm saying? And that's what
And I'm 92, by the way. So who wants to know?
smooth as a mother. But that's real. It's like I said, it's an adjustment. And it's discipline. And you're right. We do it if we want to. So hopefully maybe one day next time we talk, I'll be like, yo, I ain't had meat in 7 months. And she,
I
okay, yeah. Hey,
will help you.
I appreciate that. Vegan life coach, ladies and gentlemen, April Sampay, and R&B superstar and future reality show producer.
Yeah.
And you can find her at Veg Out and Dine. And go ahead.
I have a show coming up on Saturday. Everybody in the DMV should come.
Okay.
It's a wine festival.
Nice.
I'm opening up for Rasan Patterson, and I'm going to repost. So in about 10 minutes, I'll repost where it'll be.
Right.
It's in Bel Air, and it's a wine festival. So
it's private, invite only. Is everybody getting the temperature checks and all of that?
Yeah, everybody will have. So you have to get your tickets beforehand.
Got it. Okay.
So
it's not at the Broadwater Mansion or nothing like that, is it?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Follow her pages and you get all that information. I appreciate you for coming on and dropping those jewels on us. And
thanks for having me.
Come back soon. Always a pleasure. April Sampay, ladies and gentlemen. Veg Out and Die. All right, I'll holler at you.
Bye, babe.
I don't care if it is a closet. You still looking mad official.